over here. Here's some real breeder shit.
Yeah,
Love it.
These are the GPG 33s, Gary Poppin times Gorilla Glue. And these stickers on here are new. We just dropped these. And they're reapplicable. You can pull them off and re-stick them. So
that's super cool, right?
Yeah.
And same with the this where the name of the seeds are. You can take this right off and put it on your label.
Plant label, yeah. You just pull it off and put it on your pot. So you don't have to print one. You don't have to write it on the pot. You just pull it off and stick it on there. It's real convenient, and it's good for the environment.
Oh, yeah. So Puget Sound Scenes, I came up to. I knew I was coming to Seattle, so I posted that I was coming to Seattle. Who wants to sesh? And he's one of the first ones to hit me up.
Yep.
And I seen the connections, all the dope growers. So I'm like, yeah, what's up? This is the people. And sure enough, we got a weed nerd, legit.
Yeah.
How many seasons you been growing for?
I've been growing for 5 seasons now in Washington State.
Yeah.
I got a couple seasons under my belt. I would say just grows that I had in Arizona when I was younger.
Yeah.
In the younger medical days of Arizona, but I moved back home and decided to, dive deep into it and dig deep into some soil and grow natural up here.
Yeah, I showed up with some nice
Washington
pink certs.
Yep,
Washington grown
yep.
Pink certs. Smells real Washington-y.
Yeah, has
real
that
purpley
Washington weed smell. When they mentioned that, I was like, yeah, when I came from Arizona, I did notice the smell of the weed was Washington weed smell, and I was like, that's funny that you mentioned that.
Right.
Because you notice wherever you go, you'll notice like the Cali weed smell. It's very, but we've all been accustomed to Cali weed smell. It's chronic. We know that good Cali weed smell. It's all around the nation.
We're not folks.
People that have had good Cali weed,
yeah,
and they know that taste.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to bring some good Washington weed out and then smoke
Showed up, we smoked and seshed, and then your seeds right here. So you got your.
This is the other one. The GPG 33 was the first one. That's the feminized. This is our hash washing strain. It's a Medellin, which is Wedding Cake ChemD from the Cookies Lemonade crew, cross to Mean Gene's Mean Mug F2, or otherwise known as the root beer. And so that's a good strain for hashing, washing, and hashing and pressing for rosin. It's 2 good medicinal strains that I've grown out quite a few times. So yeah.
And we've got the GPG 33, and that's what those are. So that's a Gary Poppins and a Gorilla Glue number 4.
Number 4, yep, exactly.
Fire. Where'd you get those genetics?
So the genetics, the Gorilla Glue has always been around Washington State. So it's a situation where the lights were turned off in the middle of the night, and then so the plant was forced to show, basically because the stress, it was herming out. And then so we tested all the genetics, we ran through phenos, and now we're actually in the process of creating regular seeds because we cross it out, and now we're bringing it back and crossing the Gary Poppins cross to a Comfortably Dumb male, and then bringing the male-female seeds back to the original Gary Poppins seeds and making male-female seeds so people can have male, female, and feminized gear. So
nice.
We're working different paths, different directions, and releasing different varieties.
And you're growing for hash, right?
Yeah,
that's kind of where
we're growing for hash, and then we have
on.
some varieties that are just all taste, because the unicorn sherbet isn't a hash washer, but we like the unicorn sherbet and some of other varieties. But yes, typically we want to go for hash producing varieties, because everybody likes the hash.
I like the hash.
And flavorful hash at that. So.
You think has Washington got any hash flavors coming up that people are growing? Are we out of the papayas and super boosts?
I see a lot of people trying to bring back the orange tangies and stuff like that, but then the gas is coming back. I see the sour trying to come back. Washington, everybody tries to stay up to date on flavors. I see certain people in the industry that are pivoting and growing their varieties and actually pheno hunting. So it's good to get into some seeds.
Who's good gas in Washington?
I would say there's a couple varieties that are good that are floating around, but I would say for brands, I can't really nail it. I got to go to the Northwest Leaf Bowl and kind of get my opinion.
Okay.
Because I've been out of the scene for a few years, kind of just head down in the dirt and growing a lot of seeds, and I've been smoking a lot of my own. So I got to get out and hit a few more events that are coming up. So
the Northwest
then I could give
Bowl?
you a better perspective. Yeah, the Northwest Leaf has the Northwest Bowl.
Oh yeah, Northwest. Shout out to Northwest Leaf
the magazine. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I couldn't really give you that info right now, but yeah. I go around and I smoke a lot of different varieties, and I pick from a lot of different grows, and Washington is stepping their game up for quality, but there's still a lot of mids to be had, and
everywhere. So these are the seeds you got going, but you're doing some pheno hunting, and what were you calling it? Breeder, analysis right now, right?
Yeah, just
from a bunch of people's seeds. Whose seeds are you
observing
growing right
people's
now?
seeds, yeah. And so
Who
I'm
you growing?
growing everybody's seeds.
Yeah.
Beyond Hype Seed Co. I'm growing a lot of the Sin City seeds. That's who I'd highlight for good seeds, good quality seeds. Growing a lot of RS11 Skittles, Runts hybrids, and different things that we've worked into our own lines. A line that I call All Gassed Up has the Medellin in it. So we wanted to see what we could incorporate as far as flavor-wise with our all gas, hash washers, strains. And so, yeah, basically just focusing on driving new flavor profiles. Like a new one that we discovered was this bourbon whiskey kind of profile. So that's the Pappy Van Winkle's Reserve, and we've bred that with a lot lizard, and it preserved that flavor and didn't impart too much from the male side. So we made those seeds available so you can get a new kind of profile.
Wow, whiskey bourbon, huh?
Yeah, and that's kind of a weird one, but certain people might fall into that category, or there might be a demographic for that, that plant, terpene profile. So I like carving new ways and providing new kind of terpenes. So.
Yes, I like exciting, adventurous terps as well.
Yeah.
What's the most exciting, adventurous terp you might have ever tasted?
That's a good question. I don't think anybody's really asked that.
I know the
question
answer to
before.
my question. There was this weed called Rollins that Florical had, but they renamed it now to be, I think it's like African, or they might. But it was interesting because we had like a focus group of the 50 trimmers, and so everyone could comment on what they smelled out of the different weeds, right? They had this rosé that they were growing that was like, you could just hear everybody when they would bring that weed in, everyone would be like, like a lot of oohs and ahs and
yeah, it was just unique.
But the Rollins had such a dynamic, it could smell like baby poo sometimes. Baby poo, trash. That was one that I tested back in 2017, or maybe 18. Tested at 36.
That's
from SC Labs, which was hella crazy. And it was like, we pressed it too. It was a gusher. Right?
Yeah.
And what are some other smells? Yeah, like garbage, compost, dirty socks, dirty, we call that like funk.
I want to add to that real quick. So we just had a strain, a couple different varieties, I should say. The LSP, which is Lumpy Space Princess times Gorilla Glue, we crossed that and then crossed it with the Comfortably Dumb, and that one we called baby shit.
Yeah.
Ironically enough, but it smelled like hot baby diapers in a hot dumpster.
Yeah.
It was like it's just wrong. It was funky. It was funky, sweet, hot baby shit, and you were just like, what the heck? And so that's what we called it. It's funny though, because we had another variety that was 87 Lem OG crossed to a Fruity Pebble OG.
Yeah.
And for some reason that came out even like more stinky or more raunchier.
Yeah.
And so we were like, maybe we should call the other one like a similar name, but Baby Shit 1 or Baby Shit or Baby Shits with 2. A Z. I don't even know. Like just,
baby shit.
But yeah, it's like diaper bomb. That's maybe the term that I was going to use. Diaper bomb, because it was just hot, nasty, stinky diaper out of the garbage. It was funk. Yeah.
And GMO, I think people love that GMO. GMO has that spectrum of
meat
funk.
breath terps, the meat breath terps, and the garlic, mushroom, onion, funky. Yeah, and I have a project.
Not my preference, but crazy whatever.
Yeah.
And that Rollins, it would smell like that, but it tasted delicious. But not like how it smelled.
We actually have something in the breeding chamber right now that is garlic and meat. It's the Mo Meat V2, and it was a collaboration between Dynasty Seed Co. and Fresh Co. Seed Co. It was both of their meat breaths crossed together, and they called it Mo Meat V2. And I took that male and I crossed it to the Garlic Stash 13 from Dragon Flames Genetics, and he's retiring Foreman Family Farms is growing their last run of his genetics. I think it was last year or this year. And so he retired and is doing something else. So he took the garlic stash 13 and crossed it back to that Mo meat breath funk and created the garlic and meat. And so I'm crossing that with the modified mince, which is GMO Sin Mint cookie from Sin City Seeds. So I'm adding like
Marron.
it's like recombining all the GMO funky terp lines into one,
yeah.
and then like creating something unique.
We're like spaghetti and meatballs.
Something
We're
funky,
like,
yeah, that'd be funny. Come up with like spaghetti and meatball strain or
yeah.
something.
Or
So
like
yeah,
barbecue chicken, fried chicken.
so as far as unique and things that stand out,
What's
that
that?
would be
With the cream sauce.
Alfredo.
No.
No.
Now it's like Swedish beef
don't know.
stroganoff.
Oh, okay, like a stroganoff.
Like a
terps.
stroganoff. Terps.
Hey, they got every kind of terp out there now.
Yeah.
So it'd be all the funky terps are very interesting.
Indeed.
Yeah. So maybe that's the new frontier is finding the funky stuff.
Might be. I also have a feeling that a lot of the funky stuff is hashy, and a lot of the funky stuff is very high potent and like
knock you out.
Knock you out.
Yeah, definitely. And maybe because a lot of people like the old school smokers, they want more of a sativa smoke. And yeah, I think you've covered
like
that.
some of those like
The older generation, they want to come have
African.
that nostalgic sativa smoke, but then like the 90s or 2000 kids that listen to like Dre and Tupac or whatever, like we grew up with that, like we want to smoke that dank, that perp, that heavy narcotic weed, you know, and that's kind of like my generation.
Indeed.
So yeah, well that's cool.
Where can people follow you?
Puget Sound Seeds. If you want to follow me there, I got a YouTube channel. We don't have a website up and running, but if you want to get our seeds, seedbankinternational.com. And then you can find our seeds at Eden Indoor Garden Supply in Tacoma, or just check us out, DM us. We'll supply the seeds. You can find us at events coming up.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for coming up. It was a nice session with you. Fucking always
times,
cool
dude.
to meet the local, genuine cannabis culture, the roots, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And even if
try.
we're in the back of a cool little car session it up
This
smoking.
is keeping it real,
this is,
you know.
This is where it's at.
Yeah.
You know, this is where the real.
That was
real
good, you
things
guys.
happen.
That was a good one.
Want to play us out, Jasper?
Yeah.
Play some nice tunes.
Trying to give a basis.
Yeah.
Bass sesh. Bake sesh.
Bake sesh. Yeah.
And cut.